Well, hey guys, welcome back to Waters Family Homestead. It is an absolutely beautiful day today. We've got that doggone cold front that everybody and their brother's mother's been talking about coming. But today it is absolutely beautiful. I'm wearing a short sleeve shirt and I got a band-aid on my main thumb there, so let me see if I can flip. There we go. I got a band-aid that's interfering with me using my thumb. But beautiful day, short sleeves, no jacket needed. It's got a little breeze. The chickens are absolutely loving it. I threw them some scratch out, so I'll go in there and fill the feeders up a little later. I was trying to get things ready for that hard freeze that's supposed to be coming. There's really not a lot I've got to do. I've got to change the bulb in the first pen. Their bulb blew. The other two are working. So I've got to go in the house and get a bulb to put in there. And I got to plug Sparky's light back up because he keeps pulling the dadburn cord and unplugging it. So it hadn't got cold enough to where he needed it, but shoot, it got down to 33 or 34 the other night. Look at him, he's laying outside the doghouse. Not even in the doghouse, but anyway, I've got to get his plugged back up. Chewing on another stick. That don't bother me at all. What's up, buddy? I don't like his claws. It'll hurt the crap out of you. All right. Oh. Had it wrapped around this other plug so it wouldn't come off. This is an old extension cord and it doesn't like to stay plugged in. But do it like that and it will. But then he pulls on his cord and unplugs everything. But that'll bring his lamp on in there to give him some heat in his doghouse. And I'll get that bulb changed on that first pin so they'll have some heat. I need to go cover up the faucet with the insulator cup on the back of the house. And other than that, I do like everybody else. I'll leave my water dripping, even though technically I shouldn't have to. My water line to the house is buried fairly deep. And goes up in the main wall there by the side back door, and all my water lines are interior except for that faucet on the back of the house. So I really don't have to worry about them freezing, but I do leave my kitchen sink running because that's right there at that faucet. So when we get a real hard freeze like they're talking about doing, I usually leave this one dripping, but it'd help a little bit. All right, so if there's anybody fairly local to me that's interested in getting an off-grid solar system, I'm at a little above 40%. I went and checked on one this morning. A buddy of mine called me and said, hey, this friend of his brother was buying a lot of solar, off-grid solar stuff and testing things out and all of that. Never got to where he was really using it for anything but other than running lights and appliances. And he's bought a lot of stuff. And anyway, his brother passed away, so now the siblings want to get rid of it. So I went and looked at it just to see what all he had and what it would be worth and so on. So I'd like to buy solar panels, to be honest with you, but being that it's Christmas time, that's a pretty big expense. But he's got 26 solar panels that are, I believe, they're all 100-watt panels. So they're not huge. But all my panels are 100-watt panels except the one that's 140 up there. So he's got 26 of those. He's got 2 pure sine wave 4,000 watt continuous inverters. One of them still in the box, hasn't even been hooked up. He's got 2, I think, 2,500 watt inverters, and then he's got a 1,000 watt inverter. And he's got breakers for the wiring, and he's got it all on a board to where he's been testing all this stuff out. And it's hooked up. You can see it run. I told him what I thought everything the guy had there was worth, what you could buy it for now. And the inverters are a brand I've never heard of, and it's all written in Chinese, so there's no way I could read anything on it. But he does have the books to them. And the batteries are LiFePO 4 batteries, so, or at least I think 4 of them are big batteries. And he's got some smaller batteries as well. And he's wanting, you know, if somebody come in and would just buy it outright, he's wanting what I think is an extremely cheap but fair price for it. I told him what it would cost to buy it right now, and he basically went below half of what his brother probably paid for all of it, and said if you can get me this much, they can come take it all. He said, I'll help them load it, but I'm not going to help them unhook nothing. He said they can come and unhook everything and load it up themselves, but this price will get it all. And it's, you know, it's quite a bit of chunk of change, but considering the size it is, I can guarantee if I took just his charge controllers and batteries and, you know, all that, and incorporated into my system with the panels, I wouldn't even need the power company at all. It'd be more than enough power for what I'm wanting to do. The only drawback to the system is it is a 120 volt system. All his inverters are 120 volts, but they're pure sine wave, so you can run all 120 volt stuff off of them. But it's not going to be a split face 240 volt like mine is to run everything. But he's got quite a bit of money there. I mean, he's got a total of 16 batteries, but I think he's got 4 of those LiFePO batteries that are 220 amp hours each. And then he's got 800 amp hour batteries. And it maybe 6 or more of those. It may be 6 of the LiFePO batteries, but anyway, he's got a lot of money tied up in the batteries. And with 26 solar panels, if they're wired correctly and put up, then you could definitely run all the 120 appliances in a normal home off of that. Now, you wouldn't be able to run your water heater if it's 240. You wouldn't be able to run your well because it's probably 240. You wouldn't be able to run your dryer But as far as 120 volt, it do all that. But I'm just gonna have to think on whether I want to buy it or not, to be honest with you. But it would be a good purchase. So if there's somebody close by to me and you're interested, send me a message, let me know, and I'll give you the details and the prices and all that, and you can make your mind up on your own. But it's all fairly new stuff. It's not like it's been there for 5 years using it and all that good stuff. No, most of this stuff looks like it's fairly new, as in within a year or so old, and it's in good shape. So anywho, just thought I'd bring that up. I know I don't have the hundreds of thousands or whatever subscribers that a lot of people do, but this is a very good opportunity for somebody that wants to get into off-grid backup power. This would definitely be a good solution for that, and it's not that complicated. I could probably be convinced, if it's within reasonable distance of me, to help them take it all down and put it back up and get them running. It ain't gonna be a one-day project, I can tell you that, especially mounting all those solar panels, but it could be done. It would definitely be a good backup power source. So anywho, if you're interested in that, send me a message and let me know, and we'll discuss it and see if you're serious about it, because this guy and his sister and brother, they want it gone. They don't know anything about it, and they want to get all that stuff out of the house. One of the sisters, I think there's multiple, but is moving in the house that he was in, and she wants it all out of the house and out of the yard where he's got the panels just sitting out on the ground tilted. So it's a good buy, I can tell you that. But it's not every day somebody wants to buy all that stuff. But this is an opportunity for somebody to get everything they need to run the lights and regular appliances in a house in one shot, and not have to spend a whole lot of money other than what they bought the pack, everything for. I did tell him I thought that the wiring was a little bit small if you were going to use that system long term, and the wire's not cheap, of course, but there are places you can get it at a good price. But it's set up right now running. You could plug in a freezer or a refrigerator or a TV or lights or whatever, and it'd run it all right now. So he told me as long as you didn't have a storm or anything, you could run several days all the appliances in this house that he's got it set up in off that grid, off-grid system. So that's a really good backup option for somebody that's interested in doing that and not having to run an actual gas-powered generator or a propane-powered generator. So y'all let me know if there's somebody out there that's interested in it, and we'll see what's going on. As y'all can see, I got my bike back, and I went to turn around behind my brother's shop, and the shop behind him has a lot of gravel out in front, and it was thicker than I thought, and I wasn't going fast enough when I made my turn to come around, and them tires sunk down in that gravel, and I laid over on the side and skinned my finger and my knee, but it didn't hurt anything. But still, it got me. But my niece's husband ended up not riding this in the parade like they had planned, because he wasn't comfortable riding the bike. So I took it to their house a couple weeks early so he could get comfortable with it, but he's been sick as a dog and has not been out riding it. And he was wearing the Grinch suit with the gloves and all on, and he couldn't hardly turn the throttle on it, so he decided not to ride it. So she decorated it all up, and I could see where she had garland and lights and stuff taped to it, and she pulled that off and anyway, I did crank it up and ride it, and it's fine. So thank goodness they didn't harm it. It's too big an investment to be spending a whole bunch of money on. There's a piece of colored garland right there. Hope it ain't in my gas tank. There's some more. Look at that. Lord have mercy. Yeah, it's got a rubber O-ring in the top. All right, well, I'm gonna get off here. They was worried it didn't have enough fuel in it, so I told him non-ethanol, and he filled the tank up. And I said, man, that thing had over half a tank. You could have rode in 20 parades with that thing, with that much fuel in it, but whatever. It's back, and I got my wagon back. The tires that I put new tubes and all in are doing well, so it's back on the homestead, and I'll get out and ride it a little bit when it's nice days like it is today. So guys, I appreciate y'all watching my videos, subscribing to the channel, hitting the thumbs up. We've gained a few subscribers and we've lost a few subscribers, but that's just the way it does with me on YouTube. So I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Remember what I've always told you. Jesus Christ loves you, and so do I. Y'all be safe. Be prepared.